I see a lot of interest about BNPL out there. Not, I mean, maybe more outside Nordics than within the Nordics, where
Right.
BNPL is more of a mature. But many lenders, both large and small, are interested in launching BNPL. The challenges we see is maybe the speed, and that's also what our customers, the larger our potential customer gets, it tends to take longer time from, let's say, a strategy into actually launching. And that's also where we can really help out. We can cut that time dramatically. And basically, even a large lender can launch their fully blown BNPL offering within a month.
David, it's great to meet you. Thank you so much for taking time to speak to us today.
Thank you very much. Great to be here.
All right, so just before we start, tell us a little bit about you. Tell us who you are and what it is that you do.
I'm the CEO of Sileon, and I've been within the company for about 4 years now. And my background is pretty much in software. I spent a bit more than 15 years at Microsoft in various leading roles in Nordic, US, Latin America. And now I'm working with buy now, pay later technology.
Which of course is very relevant and trending massively. So we're going to be talking about that in a little bit. But before we do that, tell us a little bit about Sileon. What's its value proposition and what's the specific problem that it solves in the market?
Well, Sileon is a BNPL tech provider. We make and offer buy now, pay later technology and solutions, mainly for financial institutions such as banks, fintechs, making them ready to go to market really swiftly with their own buy now, pay later technology. Easy to mix here is that we are not the BNPL provider. We are not providing BNPL for end consumers. We're a tech provider for others to launch BNPL.
Right, so your solution is more an enablement for the financial institutions that want to offer this as an alternative to customers.
Exactly. It's pretty much a modular end-to-end, both platform and solutions for them to scale and launch a end-to-end buy now, pay later solution for their end customers.
Right, okay, very interesting. So I want to ask you, because we've seen a lot of buy now, pay later solutions coming from companies like Klarna, and some of the banks are also deploying a similar type of offerings. I want to understand what differentiator does Sileon buy now, pay later solution adds to the portfolio of those of companies that choose to work with you?
It's two parts in your question here. Firstly, Klarna, banks, etc. We view them as buy now, pay later providers. They actually bring off buy now, pay later offer to end consumers out in the market. We are an enabler of those. So we are more a supplier for banks and financial institutions, let's say lenders that want to launch their BNPL offer. And what we bring here is that we see that many of our potential customers, or let's say lenders that want to launch a BNPL, they don't have the software, both in terms of the platform capabilities, but also some of the solutions, maybe identification checks, credit checks, etc. So we help them to bring BNPL swiftly out to the market because it's hot out there right now.
Tell me a little bit more about the typical type of client that your company has. Do you look out for a specific type of buy now, pay later providers to work with?
Well, our platform and solutions that brings a fully blown BNPL experience to launch for consumers fit both for, let's say, challenger banks such as fintechs in their early phase, but also for larger financial institutions that want to launch let's say, a full-scale, larger-scale BNPL. Our technology backend is very scalable, so for us, it's more a matter of the interactions and who we're talking to.
Okay, and if we talk about, so going back to the technology, is this like a white label solution that customers can then configure according to their specific requirements, or how does that work?
Exactly, spot on. So this is a totally white labeled solution. We, as Sileon, has absolutely no ambition to front or view our brand towards the end consumers. That's really our customers that will do that. Also, they own the data, so we are a purely infrastructure and solution provider for them to launch BNPL really quickly. Maybe we see that some of our potential customers might be stuck in legacy IT infrastructure that makes it really difficult to build new modern purchase experiences for end consumers in terms of BNPL, and that's really where we can support.
All right, and now I'd like to ask you, it's a two-pronged question. I want to try to understand what is it that your clients say about Sileon's solution, and what is it that your clients' customers say of the solution that they are able to provide thanks to the enablement that Sileon provides them with.
Right, our customers, which will be lenders and really large merchants actually as well, they view our technology as state of art, really modern, scalable, and it makes it possible for them to scale really quickly and to launch BNPL out to the end consumers. And then the end consumers, they wouldn't really view it's Sileon's solutions they're using, right? And the experience they got is that it's a modern BNPL experience that can offer anything between pay in 14 days, 30, various types of installments, and also revolving accounts. So, but that is all up to our customers, that would be the lenders, to configure exactly the purchase experience that their end consumers would like to have.
I see. Okay, and just a second ago, you said something that I thought was really interesting. You said that you work with lenders, but also with large merchants.
Right.
Yeah, tell me a little bit about this, because I think this is something that we haven't really heard so much about. How is it that large merchants are interested in deploying buy now, pay later solutions?
Right, and when I say merchants here, it's most likely not the average size e-commerce merchant. It's more like really large merchants that see really value in their own brand and are reluctant to sort of give away the end consumer brand awareness to a payment solution. And secondly, that they are ready to also finance BNPL or consumer credit, really. And so that means it needs to be really large merchants, and we have a few of those, and then we support again with the technology in terms of the transaction engine and the platform, as well as the solution, and they can choose the modules that they need to launch their own brand, fully scalable BNPL solution, where they decide all the configurations in terms of fees, etc. They also, of course, get the economic value out of this BNPL, because consumer credit is rather a profitable business, whereas we as Sileon have no ambition to take a percentage slice or something like that. We have a pure software business model where we, of course, grow with the customer, but to a software slice, let's say.
So through a license type of business model.
It's more or less a licensed business.
Okay. Now, we've seen increased scrutiny on buy now, pay later offerings. The question I have for you is, as this increased scrutiny hits the industry, is there any impact on your business model as an enabler of this type of financial service?
Well, we tend to work with the local businesses in terms of local lenders that know their markets. So I think what you bring up here makes it even more tricky to move to new market as a local lender, let's say, with BNPL, that you really need to know your local market in terms of regulation, but also the consumer behavior. We as a tech company, we enable our customers in terms of lenders and large merchants to launch the program in their local markets that they know.
Right, okay. Now we're also seeing increased attention on the embedded finance front. It's a very hot trend, and for the moment you chose to focus on the buy now pay later part of the equation, which is what we would consider embedded lending. Are you planning on developing additional embedded capabilities as a complement to the offering that you have brought to market so far?
I would argue that our offering today is a sort of embedded finance. We run the full operations in terms of BNPL with the platform, but all information can be derived by APIs into our customers' interfaces, both for end consumers, but also for the internal system. So we are very much a backbone for running an own BNPL in the background.
Let's just briefly, what's your vision for Sileon, and what role do you expect it to play in the financial services ecosystem, let's say in the next 5 years?
Yeah, the vision for Sileon, I would rather say it's the goal more than a vision, is to really become a provider for BNPL and lenders, not only the Nordics, but across the world, basically. Our technology is not country specific, or it runs as well as in Denmark as in Brazil. So we're really going international. I think that is the strategy. Also, of course, we want to build the best purchase experience for our customers and consumers. That's our vision. We want to enable our consumers to offer that very best modern BNPL experience for their end consumers.
Right, and maybe just one last thing to touch on. What do you consider to be the main challenges that you face in bringing this type of solution to markets where perhaps financial innovation is not as advanced as it is in the Nordics?
I see a lot of interest about BNPL out there. Not, I mean, maybe more outside Nordics than within the Nordics, where BNPL is more of a mature. But many lenders, both large and small, are interested in launching BNPL. The challenges we see is maybe the speed, and that's also what our customers, the larger our potential customer gets, it tends to take a longer time from, let's say, a strategy into actually launching. And that's also where we can really help out. We can cut that time dramatically. And basically, even a large lender can launch their fully blown BNPL offering within a month.
Okay, wow, that's very fast.
Yeah.
Remarkable. All right, well, David, thank you so much for taking the time to speak to us. Of course, we're looking at this space with a lot of interest, and we're really looking forward to hearing more about what Sileon is doing at Nordic FinTech Week at the end of September.
Brilliant. Thank you very much.